So sorry that I haven't been working on this as hard as I wanted to, but I had some personal things going on in my life, which happened. Um, but since the last time, I had a couple things on my mind. So this one, I'm gonna try to squish a few things all in one, and then the next one will be a little different. Um, so the things that I want to talk about today are consistency with coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, and our basic human rights, and just some nuts things that people are doing. I'm going to start off by letting you know that I don't share my political or religious views with very many people. There's a few people in my life that know a few pieces of my views. Even people really close to me, they don't know exactly what I believe. I do that for myself because I can, and I know from experience, that I don't judge you on what you believe. I decide the kind of person you are based on the kind of person that you are. Unfortunately, not everyone can do that. A lot of people, for example, when Trump was running for president, a lot of people would put awful things on Facebook, like, if you're voting for him, don't ever speak to me again, just remove yourself from my Facebook. Insanity. Okay, it's to me, none of that is worth it. I mean, I guess there's like stretches to it, like if you're backing some like horrid, killing children law or something like that, then obviously I might have a little questions about our friendship. But all in all, it's irrelevant to me. So I don't discuss it. So again, most people don't know. So that being said, this is just in the middle, right? So let's start off the consistency thing. Here's my thing. I am not afraid to be sick. I'm not afraid to get sick. I get sick all the time. I have kids. I work with kids. I work with people at the bar. I'm always touching somebody, something. I'm always getting sick. So I'm not afraid. But I have people around me who are afraid. And with reason. Like, they can die. Someone I love very much has one lung cancer, COPD, prostate cancer. I'm definitely not bringing this to him. I'm definitely not bringing a regular flu to him. Okay? I hug and kiss this man. I love this man. And to me, it's worth standing 6 feet away from you. Okay? I don't wear a mask. I don't wear gloves. I clean my hands when I'm done shopping. I don't bite my fingernails and pick my nose while I'm walking around the grocery store. Clean my hands. Sanitize if something's gross. Stand away from someone who's coughing. I would do that no matter what, okay? Like, come on. You gonna be sick with the flu, 104 fever, coughing and lungs up, sore throat. You're gonna go hang out with your 80-year-old grandma on an oxygen tank who has stage 4 cancer. No, you're not gonna do that no matter what. So, my mom has diabetes and other things going on. My mom could get sick. My mom could die. I have other people around me that could die. So I choose to not get sick, or be as careful as I can. Be as careful as I can for them. Okay? I'm lucky enough to work because I work in healthcare. So if I'm sick, I don't get to work. Okay? If I get my clients sick, I don't get to work. Okay? That's not bragging. I'm lucky. So be a decent human. Okay? I want you to get that out of this whole thing. The consistency thing and the sticking it to the man stuff I'm going to talk about is, why don't you just be nice? Worry about someone besides yourself. Maybe the person in front of you is terrified and you keep putting your basket closer or coughing because you think it's funny and they're scared. be fucking nice. Be a decent human being, okay? There's other ways to fight the government. I will tell you, I thoroughly believe in silent protests, okay? I've taught my kids that. We'll talk about it in a minute. But we'll start with consistency. Grocery store down the street from me. About a month ago, they decide no more reusable bags. We can't bring our bags in. Sucks. I have really cute bags. Their reasoning is they don't want them on the conveyor belts for the safety of their staff and employees. The issue I have with this is that the employees don't have to touch my bags. It's a bag your own grocery place, okay? So, and they assure me that their carts are properly sanitized before I take it from them. So if my bags are in my shopping cart the entire time, and I pack all my things that I've touched into my bags, and you're going to properly sanitize that cart again, why can't I bring my bags in? Now, the reason I have a problem with this is that if you were doing all the things you were supposed to do, properly sanitizing your cart, wiping off the belt after every customer, cleaning your own hands after every customer, wearing your face mask properly that you're required to wear because you work there, or changing your gloves between every customer, whichever one it is, and so on. Okay, properly sanitizing your workstation between each customer. Then I wouldn't be upset about bringing my bags in. But for the safety of your employees, I can't. Now, I bought 60-something items the other day. I touched all of them, plus probably a few other ones that other people touched during the day. I touched them all to put them in my cart. I touched them all to take them out my cart and onto your conveyor belt. So did the man in front of me. He had about 40-ish items. Now, your cashier is wearing her face mask here. So her entire mouth, nose exposed. After scanning every 3 items of mine, she touched her nose, or her face area near her nose. Now, I know from experience with this young lady that she has a nervous twitch, as do I, which you can see. I'm constantly touching my hair, I'm constantly touching my face, pushing on my glasses the whole time I'm on here. So I get it. But I can't bring in my bags for the safety of her, but she doesn't have mine in mind. So we'll go back. I'm pretty sure, 95% sure, she did that with the guy in front of me too. The guy before him, the woman after me. So not only is she exposing every single person, because now after you touched his stuff, didn't clean your hands, didn't clean your belt, touched your face after every 3 items, then you did the same exact thing with mine, and then the next person, and the next person. So if at all someone is sick, you just help put it way further out, okay? Consistency. If I have to keep your employees safe, then you need to teach them how to be safe, number one. And I get that the employees are more important, but you should probably teach them how to keep your customers safe. My thing is, if you're gonna do it all the way. I hate half-ass. Don't half-ass anything in your life, people. Why? What is the point? Somehow, somewhere, someone has to make it up, okay? It's like in my house. Half-ass dishes getting done, I still gotta go back. Easier for me to do them the first time. So, half-ass this. We properly sanitize your cart, but we're not teaching our naive young cashier to not help spread something. Well, who cares? Maybe not corona. Dude in front of her has, a regular cold. Let's just be consistent. Use some consistency, okay? Also leads into human decency. If you don't want to be consistent, if you don't want to go through all the trouble of properly sanitizing or teaching this girl how to use her mask and how to sanitize her hands and her belt, then just don't do it at all. Tell everyone we're not scared of COVID, which apparently a handful of people in my town are not. And if you don't like it, go to a different store. We're not wearing masks here. We're not sanitizing anything. If you don't want to come, don't come. To me, that's more acceptable than half-assing, okay? So, sticking with my town, we'll stick with that for a second. The bar that I work at, I've mentioned before, is private club. Everybody knows everybody in this town, and everybody's cousins or uncles or nieces or best friends with someone. We have a restaurant here. I mean, we have a couple, but this is like a big one that you can go sit down. And relative of that person is family, friends with, everybody at the private club that I work for. So a handful of people decide that we're not opening in May. They're going to say fuck you to our governor, and they're going to do whatever they want. So they decide they're going to go to the restaurant, and somehow they convinced the owner to open up a little more. She was open for curbside pickup and for deliveries before. But on these 2 weekends, they somehow convinced her to allow people to come in, make their order, and pick up their food. Come outside and eat in a patio area, which is like a common area for other businesses. Apparently the first time someone called on them and they got broken up and got sent home. And of course that made them mad. Now they're not going to do business with that company. Unfortunately, now because of their rash behavior, there's a lot of people not going to do business with the restaurant. I've been going to this restaurant since I was 14 years old. I don't know how I feel now, okay? It's not about just you. It's about other people around you. A member of our club has already had the sickness, okay? Has already had corona. I've hugged and kissed this man and sat at the bar with him, and so has most of the people that decided they were going to do a loud protest to the governor for not opening. So the first weekend, they get broken up. They're not going to visit this other business anymore. So they decide they're going to do it again. And so they did. And they all sat there, and there's pictures, and they posted all over. And what really confused me is that they had a couple people, older ladies, sitting with masks on. So clearly not everyone in your stick it to the man theory was on the same page as you. I'm sorry that you're bored at home. I'm sorry. Everyone's dealing with the same stuff. And because he said we're not opening May 1st now, you're going to go expose yourself and your family and everyone around you to something that could actually hurt people. Remember, so these people think that their basic human rights are being violated because they're being told to stay home. So it brings me to the next one. Also, besides the human rights, just be a decent human being, right? Be a decent human being. Don't go get sick just to, stick it to the man, or not get sick, because none of them are going to tell us if they got sick or not, right? It's going to be a secret now because they have to be right. So a good friend of mine sends me these insane conspiracy theory videos, and the person that he sends, a lot of times I used to agree with, not so much anymore. The guy's kind of went down a few insane things, which I'll discuss in my next one. It will be a little bit more on that, but some of his theories are very out there and very ludicrous and whatever. But what really got me on this one that he said was not the guy's theory on how movies predicted the coronavirus, but that he said the same thing. Let's fight our government. Let's fight for our rights. They're breaking our basic human rights by telling us we have to wear a mask into a grocery store. He continued on with, if you go to a store and they require that you wear a mask to go in, that you tell them no. Unfortunately, he said, and then you'll break their spell, and they will become awakened. But anyway, you tell them no, and you go into the store anyway. Okay, I mean, nothing could go wrong with that, right? Here's my kind of huge spin on this. There's signs outside of a lot of stores, or usually outside for this one, and then there's another one inside. One that says no shoes, no shirt, no service. And somewhere, either outside or inside, they tell you they can, the restaurant, the store has a right to refuse service to anyone. Anyone. They have that right. We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. So, bear with me. It's not illegal to go barefoot into a restaurant or store. It's just preferred. A lot of people think it's weird to be barefoot. Completely disagree. There's actually scientific evidence that shows that there are less germs on people who walk barefoot than on people who are constantly in shoes and socks on your feet. But you carry less germs, less cooties, less fungus, less nasty things if you're barefoot. Think about it. Why are my bare feet grosser than the bottom of my shoes? If I don't wear shoes, you wear shoes, the same shit on the bottom of your shoe is the same shit on the bottom of my feet. But the store owner can still tell you, or the manager can still tell you, that they don't have to serve you. Same goes with the mask. Maybe they'll let you in. You take off the mask and break their spell. And you walk in, or you somehow get in the door. And you have your mask on, and you have your can of Diet Pepsi and your hot dog, and you get up to the counter, and he says, no, I can't serve you. I have the right to refuse service to you. They can do that if I wear no shoes. And honey, they can do that if you wear no mask. You can call the cops if you want, but they warned you before you walked in the door. We require a mask. We require shoes. We require shirts. And then we have the right to refuse service to you. Bad idea. This is supposed to be a highly intelligent person that knows many things, and he's telling you to walk into a store and fight for something stupid. You don't want to wear a mask? Go down the street. I guarantee there's another store you can go to. It's not really that big of a deal. But he's trying to prove a point. Stick it to the man. Fight the government. But I'm not really seeing where your basic human rights are, being abused in that one. Bad advice. Anyway, bad advice. But, which then, let's see. I think that was all. So going back with tying everything together, right? So in all of it, just be a decent fucking human being. Be nice for someone around you. I guarantee you know someone that could get sick. Whether you know someone right now that has or hasn't, I do. By 1 degree of separation. I've hugged and kissed this person. I have served them alcohol. I have sat next to them at the bar. I hugged and kissed him and he was sick. He's okay. By the 2nd degree of separation, I know 2 other people who were sick and had to stay home from work. I know another person who died. They died. It's legit, people. It's really happening. Maybe the government is, making it bigger than it is. Maybe they are. I don't put it past them. Okay? It could happen. Maybe they're using it to, hide some stupid thing that's going on. Maybe. Okay? But there's still proof that people are sick, and there's still proof that people are dying. So be nice. Be nice. Is it honestly hurting your human rights to stand 6 feet away from a perfect stranger in a grocery store? It's not hurting mine. So the last two stories are more for that. Let me also put this into perspective, and I like to be ridiculous on it, okay? I like to go way over here to way over here, like the shoes and the mask thing, okay? These are the same people, majority, same type of people saying that they're fighting for our human rights, okay? By saying no to a mask and by saying no to social gatherings or going to restaurants. So they're fighting for our human rights, our basic human rights. These are the same people that said that gays don't have a right to get married. Extreme, hear me out. I'm not saying my views or opinion on it. I don't care what yours are. But when your theory is that you're fighting for basic human rights to not wear a mask or sit in a restaurant, when people can actually get hurt by your actions, I will tell you this. I will be so pissed off if the people that sat at that goddamn restaurant walk into my bar when it opens and got sick and got me sick and got the people I love sick. I will be pissed off because fuck you. What about my human rights? It's not about your basic human rights. It's about basic human decency. Okay? No one's forcing you to stand 6 feet away from the other person. But is it really fucking killing you? It's not. It's not. But it could kill them. I said earlier, I believe in silent protest. My sister put this whole crazy thing on my mom's post and straight attacked me. And not for one moment did I say that I disagreed politically with her or religiously with her or any of the things. And I'm not saying that about these people. I'm just saying think and be a nice person first and then be a fighter second. My now 20-year-old was 7. We always did little pieces of pink in the girl's hair and all the things, and it was fun. And the school put out a big old thing about hair, so no colors in hair, and the boys can't wear a mohawk. My son was like, Mom, I really want to do it. How can I do it? And I say, we do it quietly. He was the one that stick it to a man because he loved School of Rock, right? So I said, we do it quietly. We love the principal, but it's her rules. And I get why he wanted to do it. He just wanted to be like, the girls get to wear pink in their hair, little pieces of pink, because I already fought that one. Another story. But, Mom, how do I do it? Cool. It's fine. I said, well, we could do a faux hawk, just, no, Mom, no. More than that. I said, all right, here's the deal. We'll shave all sides. You have a mohawk. They said it couldn't be a spiked up mohawk. Sorry, clarify. You can't have your hair spiked up mohawk. So we cut it, and and his hair was really long at the time, and so we just left it long. And I said, on weekends and not school days, we can spike it up, do it however you want. Great. He's excited. We do his hair. He gets to school, goes through the whole first 2 days of it like that. Second day, principal calls me over because I'm on the playground dropping all the kids off and says, hey, I want to tell you something funny. Great principal, saved my son's life in school. Amazing woman. I was telling him that I liked his haircut, and he said, oh yeah, I'm sticking it to the man. I shaved his head. We went home that day. I shaved his head. Bro, you can't tell the man you're sticking it to him. It's not really how it works. Anyway, so just because my sister somehow assumed that I didn't agree with her religious and political view on all of this, and also believes that our basic human rights are being abused here. Even though all I did was say, awesome, I'm not afraid of getting sick, I'm trying not to get everyone else sick, pretty much what I just told you here. She said that I'm gutless and I'm heartless because I don't stand up for myself. I told her, I don't believe that you have to force your views on someone else and yell and scream in their face that you're right to be brave. I know a lot of people who are brave and silent, and you can do that. But I'm going to end on this because this has been my favorite the whole time. I'm really curious. All these people trying to fight our tyrannical government by saying no masks, by saying I'm going to do what the hell I want at a restaurant, I'm going to have parties, I'm going to do all these things, fighting for their basic human rights because they disagree with our government. I'm just wondering, where are y'all spending your stimulus check? Supplement your income? Buy new patio furniture? Or did you offer to give it back? That's a silent protest. I'll tell you one thing about me. I'm taking the first stimulus check. My hours are cut. I have 3 daughters. Tell you what, they're expensive. I don't want any more money. But not because I'm fighting against the government. I just don't want to owe them anything more than I already do. But here's my thing. Wouldn't it be a way bigger kick in the nuts to send your goddamn stimulus check back than to sit at a restaurant and maybe get somebody else sick? Or then to take off a mask? Or to not wear your mask just to prove your point? I think it'd be very brave. And you'd have a lot of heart and a lot of guts if you didn't take the money. But whatever. Jules' useless thoughts for the day.